But Blood Axe is old school. He's like, fence. We'll put up a new fence. And I was like, I got a guy for that. Like, but in my defense, I worked hard to get to the job where I could have a guy for that. Yeah, Before that, I was that guy. And hey, you can ask him, man. He sees me out there. There was a time I was shoveling stuff into a ditch. Like, what was that? Just a year ago. You saw me in the backyard. I was ditch shoveling. So don't you think we're like that. No, ain't these millennial pussies. I'm out there shoveling myself.
I mean, well, speaking of Grounded.
Oh, yeah.
Grounded has a new hot and hazy update.
Blizzard's going to change. Oh, wait, that ain't Blizzard.
Adds mountains of new content in October. So, yeah, there's a big list of new content. The Sandbox biome, Black Anthill biome.
New weapon.
Sounds like a lot of things. I know you're playing the current version, so Blood Axe, I'm going to have to rely on you again here on this one.
Well, I am really shocked that I didn't find this before Zeno shared it with the group. And when I clicked on it, I'm sorry, but it was the second most exciting thing other than Mrs. Blood Axe. I mean, it was really, really interesting. And reading through it, I was like, okay, so they're going to redo the haze. They're going to get a sandbox area with some new insects, and there's going to be a black anthill. Okay, whatever. And then I came back to it a couple of days later, and I did some more research, and I found a link which gave us a lot more detail as far as what you're getting. And in addition to the new biomes and the revamping, they're going to have new infected insects, including ladybugs, which terrifies the crap out of me in the haze. They're going to be able to have dungeon crawls in the Black Anthill with a new mini boss that they're not describing or telling you what it is. But my guess is probably going to be some kind of queen battle, which I've been waiting for, an ant queen ever since the game came out. And there's going to be a new monster called the Ant Lion, which hunts players and ants. And our girl Vixen actually called that out the other day as one of the possibilities. But being able to level your character, I think is huge. Be able to level your character as far as health and stamina, hunger and thirst reduction, and be able to add more mutators, which I'm assuming there's going to be more mutations. There's going to be a crap ton of new armor. They're changing the armor mechanics. They're having a sizzle mechanic, which you take damage in direct sunlight while you're in the sandbox. So it's going to be a lot more stuff. So I've already pre-built zip lines going to the sandboxes. They're adding new locations, including the ant hive over by the picnic table. So I've already built zip lines over to there. So I'm prepared and ready to go. All I got to do is download it on October 20th. And see if anybody wants to run with me and kick some bug ass. But yeah, I'm stoked. So between the 12th and 19th, we'll play Back for Blood. 20th, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing over to Grounded. Whoever wants to join with me, come on, and we'll have a blast.
Yeah, and you got the Metroid until then, right? So yeah, you have
until the you
have a full schedule, man.
Yeah, I'm doing that until the 11th, and depending on everybody else. But yeah, I need to finish it so I can decide what kind of video I want to do on Metroid. And I'm still waiting on my Diablo videos, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
But he's playing New World.
We got a full October. Oh yeah. We got a full October schedule. So it's gonna be a lot of gaming. The good thing Mrs. Blood Axe is in school doing her school stuff, so I have a little bit more time. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm amazed you didn't bring up, because you've been trying so hard, that I actually finally re-downloaded Grounded because of that, and want to jump in when the new changes hit. I will be playing some Grounded because I'm curious. Now, the biggest challenge. Well, let me finish this out because we talked about this. The biggest challenge is whether I want to jump into Blood Axe's elaborate Willy Wonka version of the game, just with all the devices, or if I want to do a gritty from boots hit the ground from the beginning. Honestly, I'm wondering how this is going to work with everything he's built because of all the new systems. I'm not going to be surprised if they don't make you start over, but I may do a raw from the beginning start.
I did reach out to Obsidian and ask that question. Are they going to force players to restart? And they said the plan is no. They want to be able to keep all the beta content when the full game is released. And they're thinking 2022. But one of the things we definitely want to test out before the 20th is to have you jump on and see if the issues with multiplayer have been resolved with the rubber banding, the falling through the whole game. So even when I'm playing with Mrs. Bloodaxe, we were having the same issue. But they've done some updates. But more importantly, I've also got a better internet connection. I've gone from 100 megabytes to 1 gig. So I think that will help some of it. But I've also planned for the fact that it's possibly not resolved. And instead of using trampolines, I now have ladders built and ramps to be able to get to places. So it's going to be more multiplayer friendly in this current version that I've got. So either way, we're going to be able to have a blast. But yeah, that's a good question. Just do you want to start from scratch and redo everything and kind of do really survival mode, or do you want to play in the elaborate zip lines going everywhere situation that I have currently set up in mind? Because my whole game is extremely elaborate.
He's got cheat mode on at this point. I mean, I jump in his game. I know the phrase is going to have it is like, let me go get my tier 3 armor, my weapons ready, and then I'm going to zip line straight to the sandbox to go into the ant dungeon.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't restart until the game was fully out. Like right now, it's still playground to me anyway. Whenever I do hop into it, when the game comes out, I definitely want to start a new game, at least for myself. So
I always plan to. I felt, well, depending on how much they change, I always figured that the full release would definitely have enough new stuff to justify a restart. But this sounds like there's actually going to be a like leveling system. That's the thing that got me there. I'm like, okay. Plus the new armor tiers and stuff. You know, if I jump into Black's game, I'm going to be starting off with top tier equipment and kind of going through so you can kind of say, this is the weapon you build first. Because I can't do that now. I couldn't go, this is the weapon you build first because all the weapons are available. But like, how hard is it to get a decent weapon? Because for us, it was Ant Hammer. Like, that was our first big weapon.
Ant Club.
It was, you get an Ant Club, you can get it pretty early on. You go pick off a couple Ant Warriors. It became your weapon until you could build a Mint Hammer. Which, unfortunately, you couldn't build a Mint Hammer until you got, like, the Insect Hammer. So it was Ant Hammer or Ant Club. Then it was finally kill the Ladybugs, build the Insect Hammer to Mint Hammer. So that's my videos are a little different than yours. You do build videos. I'm like, what's the progress for my weapons that I want to follow? And I can't do that unless I actually start it over. That's one of the reasons I'm tempted, because it's like, I gotta go through that process to really follow this.
Yeah, and with the change in the armor, you have light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and the light armor gives you regen boost versus heavy armor gives you regen drain. So the stamina component is going to change significantly, but the fact that they're going to allow you to increase the quality of your weapons with either a fresh component or spicy. I don't know exactly what that's going to mean, but I'm assuming it's probably going to be either damage or stun abilities. But it's going to be a workstation, a smithy station that allows you to increase the qualities of your gear. And so that's going to be fun. So I'm hoping that with the fact that they're using the mint components, the mints either will spawn more frequently, or you'll be able to find a second location where you can actually find those ice caps. I've got about 70 stored right now, so I think we're going to be good, but they do not respawn very quickly. And that's one of the things that I've also requested through Obsidian's support team is to increase the respawn rate for the ice caps. So they've actually been very responsive. So that's one of the things I've been actually impressed with Obsidian. They're very responsive to things. And I've been reporting. They've asked me to load videos to show glitches and problems to my personal YouTube channel. So that's going to be one of the things I'm excited to see if they're going to implement some of the changes and some of the things that fans have been requesting of the game.
Well, I like the games that have that part that before you get into the open world, it actually has a little section you play through that teaches you the game. None of that in Black Desert, man. It was like raw, right in there. As our boy Blood Axe would say, dry. Went in dry, man.